And also, you know, we have all theories about, you know, that the Earth has an iron magnetic core. I mean, iron core, therefore, is producing a magnetic field. Well, Mercury is also producing a magnetic field, and quite a strong one, because Mercury's doing the same thing, as we know. But it's baffling astrophysicists because they're saying Mercury's too small to have an iron core. You know, so they're thinking, well, why is this happening? Well, if Mercury again is showing these principles, what would happen in a magnetic field? Because this spiraling of light produces, as I said, all the forces of electromagnetism, and it's also producing magnetic fields. So, yeah, it's even happening on our planet. I'll just put this slide up of a fractal, because you know what a fractal is. It's the same self-similarity pattern. You know, it's going at every level of the universe. And, you know, we see these spiral phi ratio patterns in nature's cosmic cauliflower as well. So, yeah, and, okay, so what does this mean? You know, I'm just going to talk about what it means for us personally for a bit, because, you know, it's okay to have it all out there, even on the Earth, but what about us? Okay, well, anybody heard of chakras? Okay. So the same principle of the chakra of the black hole is also going on in the chakra. So you have this beyond the perception horizon, or normal perception object, as it were, that only clairvoyants can see, because they can move their perception beyond. And so you have a spiral, very fast spiraling, and for each, you know, chakra is a different color, because you're talking about different levels of the black hole principle. And when it comes in, it produces the body. Does anybody work with chakras here? So you know that if you do work on chakras, you actually work on the physical body. You see changes on the physical body, because the chakras produce the physical body. Because the same principle of creation from light is going on in the physical body. Okay, so you end up with this electron, so the particle of matter. Now, I'm just using electrons as an example, but it's basically all the matter dimension, really. And that goes into the body, and then you get the antimatter region, and that goes into the aura. You know, so you know, the aura that we describe, that's the antimatter region that's around us. So, and it's in a slightly different dimension, whereas this is in below the speed of light. What happens at a black hole is it actually splits, and you get the positron going into what is called the c-squared region, which is still kind of not in the high dimensions, but it's obviously c-squared, which is the speed of light squared. Okay, so there's sort of a mirror universe that surrounds us and that surrounds everything. Okay, so this mirror universe is what we call our aura. So we have a mirror self that's in a slightly faster vibration that a lot of people, you know, call feminine. So this is like the divine feminine that we're all sort of looking for. You know, this is a slightly faster vibration that is, you know, also helping to shape us as well. So if you work on the aura, you're also working on the body. Okay, anybody find that experience when you work on the aura? So this principle is also going in the chakras and also in our atoms. You know, so we can redefine. I don't know if anybody remembers from school that you have these electrons that are jumping through the energy shells. Okay. Well, if you went a bit further in school, you probably realize that what it does is it leaves behind a positron. You know, a positron hole. But we say that it's sort of leaving behind this hole that's got the positron. So again, another way you can see it is that you have the spiraling of the electron and the positron going to the atom. And radioactive atoms also give out electrons, and you know, so you see the same sort of patterns going on at the atomic level as well. So it's happening at every single level of the universe, where the light of infinity is actually spiraling and into existence. You know, light at every single level is creating all the time and in touch with the infinite at every single moment. Every single level of you is doing that, and it's in touch with the infinity. Okay, and you know, so what of creation? You know, what is creativity then? I mean, this Big Bang story, get it? Creation didn't just happen then. It's happening in every single moment at every single level. And when you look at some of the evidence for Big Bang, it just doesn't add up at all. You know, the story that I told you at the beginning, that you had this explosion and, you know, all of this, well, if that were true, you know, the further we would go and look into the universe, the deeper we go into the universe, the more you're looking back in time. Do you follow that? Because light takes a while to reach us. You know, the sort of dimension that we're talking about, light takes a while to reach us. So the further you're going into the universe, the more you're looking back into time with our telescopes. So what we would expect, the further we go, is to see quite an early universe with young stars and you know, no planets maybe, you know, because everything's in early formation. That's not what we see at all. We see the same everywhere. Okay, we see the same. We see young stars, we see new stars, we see, you know, it's the same everywhere we look. So this is one of the things that has started a alternative cosmology group is saying, okay, Big Bang isn't right, you know, you have to forget about this, you know, Big Bang isn't right. So, you know, they actually have their own website, so if you want to go to that, they wrote an open letter to say, none of the evidence for Big Bang adds up, can we please do something else, because we need some research funding for something else, please. You know, because if you challenge Big Bang, you won't get funded. You know, so these things are starting to come up now. And the other thing that's supposed to be the feather in the cap of Big Bang is that, you know, as it were, is Big Bang was supposed to have left a signature. Now this is found in the 60s. Signature of background microwave radiation. Anybody heard of that? So a Nobel Prize is won for finding this and everything. Quite by accident actually, but you know, so the Big Bang was supposed to have left all these microwaves, these sort of light of that certain waves as microwaves. And so we're able to measure this signal coming from our universe. Now, recently we've been able to have powerful telescopes actually measuring the mapping the microwave data in more detail. Okay, and what we found is that instead of everything being very homogeneous, and even like we'd expect for something to happen 15 billion years ago with no patterns in it, what we're finding is that the microwave data actually lines up with our own solar system and their own planets. Yeah, so I know it's just very strange. And so you'd think, okay, microwaves, are they coming out of the planets? It aligns with our own sun. So, and this is actually causing astrophysics to say, okay, we can throw everything out. So, just coming back to Big Bang to say the data again does not add up. So we really, really need a new era of science at the moment, and I hope that you've sort of enjoyed this sort of exploration where, you know, we need to put consciousness back into the cosmos, realize that we're missing most of our universe because it's beyond our perception. We need to shift our perceptions to actually realize that there's a lot going on there, and we're just not seeing it because we're just so focused on here. You know, and actually realize that the data is showing us a completely different world, and that's a world where creation is happening at every single level. Okay, and that same signature is happening all over the universe, and everything is connected to the one.